So today I'm going to be talking about the different ways to build your fitness as a footballer, and then at the end of the video I'll be deciding what way do I actually think is the best way to actually build your fitness as a footballer. Now, the first way you can build your fitness as a footballer is steady state cardio. Now, everyone knows steady state cardio. It's just literally just going for a run, whether it's a 2K run, a 3K run, a 5K run, that continuous just jogging, mainly at the same pace, you know what I'm saying? Just continuously jogging at the same pace for a long duration of time. It's probably going to be 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, up to you can even run for an hour if you really wanted to, you understand. Now, obviously, in my opinion, steady state cardio is a good thing for building that foundational fitness, you understand. You just need to build that foundational fitness. You have to be able to last those 90 minutes on the football pitch. However, in my opinion, it doesn't really translate to a game as well as some of the other ways to build your fitness. I think it doesn't translate simply because, one, in a football game, you're not going to be running at the same pace all the time during the 90 minutes, you understand? In football, there's going to be times where you need to sprint. There's going to be times where you're literally walking. There's going to be times where you're jogging at 40% of your speed. There's going to be times where you're running at 70% of your speed, you understand? There's going to be times where you're going to have to change direction. You're going to have to cut. That's another thing about steady state cardio. There's no sort of change of direction. You're working on your agility. Really none of that, you understand? So in my opinion, when it comes to steady state cardio, it's a good thing for building that foundational fitness. However, I've seen football teams where it's like people always compete in like their 5Ks, you understand? People always, I've seen managers do this as well, where they're like, oh, record your 3K runs, record your 5K runs. And obviously, it's a good bit of fun to be competitive with your teammates, to see, who's got the fastest 5K. But in my opinion, it doesn't really reflect like football fitness, you understand? Because you can get a guy who runs 5Ks, does it for does 5Ks, every 3 times a week, 4 times a week, even every day. I've seen guys say that they've been running 3Ks, 4Ks, 5Ks the whole summer, but as soon as it comes to that first pre-season match, they're absolutely shy, they're absolutely gassed, and then they're telling everyone, but I've been doing 5Ks, and it's like, bro, it just doesn't translate. Football fitness is a different type of fitness, you understand? So in my opinion, steady state cardio is good for building your foundational fitness. Like if your fitness is absolutely shocking and you get tired after maybe two or three plays, it's like, alright, cool, you might need to, you know what I'm saying, you might need to hop on that treadmill, you might need to go outside, do a bit of steady state cardio, understand? If you've got the stamina of like a weed smoker, your lungs are just finessed, you know what I'm saying, then you might have to do that steady state cardio. But once you're in my opinion, once you're like 5K is like under like 21 minutes in my opinion, maybe sub 20, sub 21, sub 20, I think by then you're good. I think by then you need to start working on other aspects of your fitness, you understand? Like, I think, yeah, that's just my opinion anyway. Build that, sub 21 5K, sub 25K, but after that, you don't need to, be pushing for like a 17-minute 5K, you understand? Because like I said, in my opinion, it simply doesn't translate. And the reason why I say this is because, this used to be me. I used to be the guy who used to pride myself in, going out on runs, 3-4 times a week. You know what I'm saying? You can ask any of my teammates. Sometimes they'll see me, running around my area, you understand, doing 5Ks. I always try to beat my 5K, you know what I'm saying? I think the best I ever got was like 19:35, I think, yeah, something like that. 19:35 is probably my best ever. But the thing is, it just didn't translate onto the football pitch, because I could run forever, I wouldn't get tired on the football pitch, but it was those times where I need to sprint, I need to make that recovery run. When your team's on the attack but you've lost the ball, and you need to make that recovery run where you literally have to sprint about 30-40 yards. That's when I'll be absolutely shattered, because I wasn't used to that high intensity fitness, you understand? I was used to that steady state of just, being able to just continuously go at a certain pace. But as soon as it got to like, you need to sprint 20 yards, sprint 30 yards, that's when I'll have my hands on my knees and I'll be like, oh my days, bro. Let's say I sprint 20 yards to get back, we'd win the ball. I would just not have the lung capacity to, sprint back to help my team on the counter attack going the other way. So I've lived it and I've seen it, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really translate, especially not even just recovery runs as well, one-on-ones as well, one-on-ones where maybe you're either defending or attacking, but you have to sort of make a move and then accelerate away. Maybe you have to accelerate, even there might be a bit of space in front of you. Let's say you have to accelerate with the ball 15 yards, or you have to, as the defender defending a 1v1, the winger might hit a step over and push the ball forward, and you have to run with him for about 10-15 yards. That's where it's like steady state cardio isn't going to help you, understand? That's where you need your fast twitch muscle fibers. You need to be explosive and be able to, you know, be able to go and keep up. So in my opinion, steady state cardio, good for building that foundation, but like I said, after once you got sub 21, sub 20, your you should be good. Your foundational fitness should be good. Then you have to work on, you know, other things, the more agility based drills, the more, you know what I'm saying, the more explosive type of fitness. But yeah, that's one way to, that's the first way to, you know, build your fitness as a footballer. Next up, I'm pretty sure everyone's probably done this at least once in their life, and it's the bleep test. Now the bleep test is sort of, I would say the bleep test is slightly better than, you know, doing a 5k, because yeah, at least with the bleep test, you're changing your speed. The further the bleep test goes, the harder it's gonna be, and the faster, you know, the faster you keep hearing the beep, you understand? Once you get to like level, I think it's like level 13, level 14, that's when it starts getting serious, you understand it? Because you've been running for time, and then it keeps getting faster. Obviously, you're changing direction. However, with this, it's like you're going at the same distance every single time. It's quite a short distance, you understand? There's not a variations of differences of what, there's not a variation of distances, you understand? So I'll say this is definitely better than a 5k. I think it's harder than a 5k, to be honest, the bleep test, because like I said, the speed is going quicker. You're constantly going up and down. However, it's quite a short distance. It doesn't really mimic, you know, in game where you could be running short distances, medium distances, and like I said, just like a 5k, there's a change of direction, but it's just back and forth. You know what I'm saying? You're not going right, you're not going left, you're not going diagonally backwards, you know, because in a match you're going to be doing so many different sort of cuts, sort of movements. One time you're trying to get past your defender, the next time, you know, you're jockeying, you have to change direction, you understand? So like I said, bleep test, again, foundational fitness is great, but like I said, bleep test better than a 5k. But like I said, I've seen guys so the best guys in the bleep test don't necessarily translate to like the ones who look the fittest on the football pitch, if you get what I'm saying, you understand? Because I've seen guys, you know, they do great in 5Ks, they do great in the bleep test, but on the football pitch, they don't actually look like the fittest. They don't actually look like the fittest guys. They're not the guys who are like just doing the madness, who are just everywhere, in my opinion. You understand? It's more what's it called? It's more the other guys who, they may not be the best at the bleep test, but they just have that they just have that sort of anaerobic endurance where they can do intense movements for long periods of time. And obviously those intense moves, like I said, the 1v1s, they're getting back and helping your team in transition, whether it's defensively or attacking wise. Those are the moments that sort of win you the game, you understand? So like I said, bleep test better than the 5k, but still I'd say foundational fitness. Once you can go past a certain level, I'd say past, you know, like, what was it, is it level 13, 14? I remember level 13, 14, I think my best ever was like 15 or 16, something like that. But once you get past a certain level, like I said, you need to be focusing on more, you know, adds, me personally, more explosive types of fitness. But yeah, bleep test better than a 5k for sure. And then we got shuttle runs. In my opinion, shuttle runs are actually very good, because shuttle runs, long distances, you know what I'm saying, long distances, obviously your coach will probably so long distance, short distance, medium distance, you can vary up the distances a lot. Obviously you've probably done this in team training sessions as well, where your coach puts down maybe 5 cones. He says run to the first one, come back, run to the second one, come back, third, fourth, fifth, and come back. You know what I'm saying? I think this is actually very good for your fitness, because like I said, you're changing direction, but it's more intense. You know what I'm saying? It's not just you know, just going at sort of like a jogging pace. You're fully like sprinting, you know, you're cutting hard, you're changing directions at a good pace, and it's and the distance is also varying. So I actually think your shuttle runs, and trust me, you footballers would know, yo, like shuttle runs, serious. Like you be at the end of shuttle runs, I see everyone will be on the floor, everyone hands on their knees. Everyone's just absolutely shattered. So I say shuttle runs are actually a very good option for very good option for working on your fitness. Because like I said, even when I'm doing like training sessions with people and someone suggests, oh yo, let's do shuttle runs, everyone's like, nah, shuttle runs is too much, you know what I'm saying? Shuttle runs, yo, shuttle runs is serious. So I say, yo, shuttle runs, a very good way to build your fitness as a footballer. But then after that, we got sprint training. Now, what do I actually mean by, you know, actually doing sprints? I mean, vary the distances of your sprints, but then because what I normally do, I'll probably set out cones for like, you do a 60-yard sprint, then a 90-yard sprint, and then a 120-yard sprint. So what I'll do is start at the beginning, sprint the 60 yards, and then I'll walk back. As soon as I get back to that cone, you sprint the 90 yards, you come back. So I can get back to the cone, sprint the 20 yards, come back, and then, you know, take like a 20 to 30-second rest, and then do that again. And then you obviously that counts as one set. You probably do like five or six sets in my opinion. And in my opinion, this mimics, you know, the recovery runs very, very well. That sort of up and down, having to absolutely sprint, you know, put it all on the line, absolutely just empty your tank. You know what I'm saying? It makes you get used to, you know, being able to make those sprints without getting tired, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, on the football pitch, it's a lot of cutting, it's a lot of movement. You know, you're constantly just having to, you know, if you're a centre mid, you might have to tackle your opponent, then you pass it forward, to your winger, then you have to support the attack, then you lose the ball, you're gonna have to sprint all the way back. You know what I'm saying, to help your team defensively. So in my opinion, sprint training, just like shuttle runs, this is quality. Obviously, you don't have to do it how I do it. You can vary up the distances however you want. I would just personally recommend do short distances, medium distances, and then longer distances. You can even go 150 yards, 200 yards. You know what I'm saying? You can do it even shorter. Maybe you want to do 40 yards, 80 yards, 120, 150. Then you want to go all the way to 200. You might want to do that for like 3 or 4 sets. You know what I'm saying? But sprint training, in my opinion, this is the main source of fitness that I use these days, and I feel like it's helped me a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's helped me a lot. It's helped me, you know, gain those fast twitch muscle fibers, because back in the day I was fit but I wasn't quick. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't quick, I wasn't springy, I'm saying, but I could literally, I could flip it, you know, go. I could flip it, just keep running for 90 minutes. But I'd say in those critical moments where it's like 1v1 duels, and a quick one will just sort of kick the ball and run, he'd always get past me. I wouldn't have the pace to get there. You understand? That's why I was a centre mid. I know a fullback. But now as a fullback, it's like, yo, I can't be getting beat like that, because I'm gonna get exposed to that a lot more. Where it's gonna be a 1v1 against the winger. Whereas the centre mid, it maybe happens maybe once a game. You know what I'm saying? Maybe once every game. You know, I'd have to cover for the fullback if the fullback's gone, and then maybe I'd get isolated maybe once in a game in a 1v1 against the winger. But now as a fullback, it's gonna happen all the time. So I need to make sure, you know, I'm not just getting burned. So literally, yeah, I've just been doing sprint training, different distances. I feel like it mimics, you know, it mimics game situations very, very well. Then lastly, is simply just doing small-sided games. Literally, let's say you're not doing any sort of fitness work, you're just playing small-sided games. Now, in my opinion, this is actually a good thing. Especially, it's a good thing, but it has its downfall. So it's a good thing, because if you actually find people who play at an intense level, yo, the game is, in terms of match realistic, this is 10 out of 10, you understand? It's the most match realistic sort of training you can get. Small-sided games, 5v5, 7v7s, it's literally you playing in a game scenario. The football's involved, you're cutting, you're making different movements, you know, you're showing for the ball, you're working on your technicals at the same time. It's 10 out of 10 match realism. However, I do feel like if you want to get to that elite level of fitness, you have to be supplementing on the side. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be relying on, you know, your small-sided games to up your fitness, especially if you feel like you're not playing at an intense level. You're not playing with, you know, players who are the greatest. You're not playing with players who are testing you to your maximum abilities. You understand? So in terms of using it for fitness, I say you need to supplement more on the side. In terms of using it for your technicals, on your game intelligence, obviously play your small-sided games, play your 5-a-sides, your 7-a-sides, your 9-a-sides, whatever you play, yo. Because obviously, especially as just an overall training method, the most match realistic way to train, the best way to train is just to play with other people, play in match situations, especially if those players are preferably one or two levels better than you, understand? Because you're only going to improve by playing with players who are better than you. But in conclusion, what would I recommend? I'd say, like I said, I'd say steady state cardio. If your fitness you would say is shocking, just start with the 5Ks. You know what I'm saying? Start with the 5Ks. Try and get it down to a respectable time. Even if you start off with doing 5Ks in like 26 minutes, try to get that down to like 20, sub 22, sub 21, sub 20. Once you've done that, in my opinion, then you can start. Then in my opinion, I would do shuttle runs and do sprint training. It's the hard, in my opinion, those two are the hardest types of training. But trust me, once you get good at them, they get you right. Like they get you right. You're gonna be able to go up and down, not just in terms of jogging, not just jogging at 40%. I'm talking about you're gonna be able to flipping sprint at least 80%. Literally just keep going, just keep, especially if you're a fullback, if you're a winger, if you're anything pretty much, centre mid, fullback, winger, you're gonna be able to just bomb forward. You know them types of players where it's like, yo, how does this guy manage to just bomb forward all the time? It's just that they have mad fitness in terms of doing doing intense movements. You understand, those fast twitch muscle fibers, like I said, that anaerobic fitness. You know what I'm saying? Because aerobic fitness, that's just your 5Ks where you're just sort of jogging along, not at high speed but at long distance. That anaerobic endurance, that's where you can flipping sprint up and down for days. Think your Andy Robertsons, your Alphonso Davies, Hakimis, these guys who were just flying down the wings. Even some wingers who, even like Heung-min Son, who he gets forward, but he also gets back and tracks his mind out. You know what I'm saying? There's certain wingers who are like that as well. Bukayo Saka, he gets forward and he gets back. He does his defensive duties as well. So literally, in my opinion, steady state cardio just to build that foundation. Mainly do shuttle runs and the sprint interval training, and then obviously do your small sided games to work on those technicals, work on your match intelligence as well. Just get used to playing at an intense level with the football as well. So yeah, those are the different ways to build your fitness. That's my recommendation on how to actually build your fitness for it to be match realistic, for you to get the best results in your match. And yeah, that's the vid. I hope you enjoyed. I've been JT and I'm out.